And hey, just in time for Season 3, I'm finally caught up on Star Wars Rebels. Why don't we talk about it? So Star Wars Rebels is a show on Disney XD. Yeah, apparently the only TV shows I review on here are Disney XD and Netflix. But it was created by Dave Filoni and Simon Kinberg, kind of the people that made Clone Wars as well. We are 2 seasons in, and this show is basically the start of the rebellion that we know from the original Star Wars trilogy. The main crew of this movie is there's 6 people. There's Ezra, there's Kanan, there's Hera, there's Sabine, there's Chopper, there's Zeb. And they're a crew of misfits and rogues, kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy. And they meet more people along the way in Season 2, but especially the first season is mainly just about them and kind of doing their smuggler stuff. And of that crew, there's 2 Jedi in there, Ezra and Kanan. These 2 have a really interesting dynamic because Ezra, he's a kid, he's just learning about the Force. He's finding out he's Force sensitive. He's from this planet called Lothal. He was just a scavenger. The pilot is kind of him getting in touch with the crew of the Ghost, that's the ship that they fly. And Kanan sees, oh, this kid is Force sensitive, so we can train him to become a Jedi. But the problem is Kanan is so unqualified to teach Ezra. Kanan was a Padawan when the Clone Wars and Order 66 and all that went down. Kanan never became a Jedi Master. He's not even a Jedi Knight. He saw his master get slaughtered right in front of him. He's been on the run ever since. And Ezra is showing really powerful signs. So for Kanan, it's almost like the game Operation, where he's just like, all right, gently, 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 gently. There's the buzzer. Except if the buzzer goes off, that could result in Ezra going to the dark side. There's one scene in particular about halfway through Season 1. Ezra shows some really strong dark side qualities. The villain of that season, the Grand Inquisitor, he was awesome. I'll get more to him in a second, but he was a cool villain. But the Inquisitor's kind of going, yeah, use that rage. And Kanan's over there in the corner. He's like, no. And so I love that relationship between Ezra and Kanan. There's sometimes when Kanan treats Ezra as an equal and sometimes when he treats him as inferior, and so I feel like that really messes with Ezra's head. But yeah, one of my favorite parts about the series so far has been the Grand Inquisitor. The Inquisitors are these dudes who, they hunt down the Jedi, basically like Sith bounty hunters. But when this guy came on the screen, he was like a cross between Darth Vader and the Dread Pirate Roberts from The Princess Bride. He's just so articulate, but he's also so menacing. He's the one that elevated this show to a whole new level for me. But then, and this is kind of a spoiler for Season 1, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little spoiler warning right here. Cover your ears, take off your headphones. When that spoiler warning is gone, the spoilers are done, and then you can just go about watching the rest of the video. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. They kill off the Grand Inquisitor at the end of Season 1. When I saw that, I was like, he's not actually dead, right? The Inquisitor can't just be gone. And yeah, he does appear in a flashback in Season 2. The bummer is that the Inquisitors they got to replace him are not quite as good as the Grand Inquisitor was. So that kind of irritated me. But the rest of the crew of the Ghost is great. I thought Chopper was going to be a little annoying when we first met him, but Chopper's growing on me. I like Chopper. I gotta say, Season 1 was a little bit better for me than Season 2 was. Season 1 has fewer episodes. It feels more contained and more fluid. I feel like Season 2 had a little too much filler in it, but also at the end of Season 1, going into number 2, that's when you really get to see this rebellion open up. And so because of that, there's a lot more characters in Season 2. A couple of them from previous Star Wars lore. Ahsoka Tano's in there, Captain Rex is in there, and of course, Darth Vader. But a lot of them do not show up for very long. Out of those 3, Rex is in it the most, but Ahsoka and Vader kind of get sidelined. But I love having Ahsoka in this show because, you know, she's Anakin's apprentice. She knew the good Anakin, the one that was not Darth Vader. And throughout the show, you're kind of guessing, like, does she know that Anakin is Darth Vader? Does she not know? However, you kind of assume it's going to lead to a sweet lightsaber battle at some point in the show. I just love seeing that emotion being built up throughout the season. I love this show because it just feels so much like the original trilogy. They use a lot of Ralph McQuarrie's old concept art to design the new locations for the show. The crew of the Ghost all really work well together. They've got that same banter that like Luke, Han, Leia, and Chewie all had. And the show is a little kid friendly, but it's on the Disney Channel, so that only makes sense. But there's also a lot of music cues that are taken from the original trilogy. Some characters show up. C-3PO and R2-D2 are in there. Lando's in there. Yoda's in there at one point. And it's so cool hearing those voices back, like James Earl Jones, Anthony Daniels, Frank Oz. They all come back to voice their characters. So I'm really liking Star Wars Rebels so far. It does have a little too much filler, although from what we saw, the Season 3 trailer, Season 3 looks like it is just going to be all action, all drama, non-stop, no filler. If you're a Star Wars fan, check out Rebels. It might be a little slow to start, and I get that. It's a kid's show. Once you get into it a little bit more, get more adjusted to the characters, it's pretty awesome. But if you have seen Star Wars Rebels, let me know what you think of it in the comments, and let me know who your favorite character in the crew is. Of the 6 main characters, mine is probably Kanan. So whoever your favorite character is, comment down below, let me know who that is, and thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, you can click subscribe and check out some of my other stuff, and I'll see you guys next time.